Thank you for being here with us. First, we want to honor the life and service of Officer Michael Horan, who was killed in the line of duty this morning. Together, we are mourning Officer Horan, who was a husband, a father, a son, a friend, and much more to his family. He became a sworn officer with the department in early 2018 and served in a patrol bureau, District 4, on Squad A. Officer Horan was hired in September of 2017 to start the 103rd PBIC Academy. He was an excellent officer. He had an outstanding reputation inside the department and in the community. We ask that you please keep his family, friends, and fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers. Officer Horan responded to a call about a man with a firearm inside of the Food Lion in the 4700 block of Lawndale Drive. A shooting occurred inside of the store at approximately 11 a.m., fatally wounding Officer Horan. The circumstances of what led to the shooting are currently being investigated. Thanks to the help of multiple partners, the offender is in custody and there is no threat to the public. We will release more details about the suspect as the investigation evolves. Our department has requested the State Bureau of Investigation to be the lead investigating agency in this case. On behalf of the Greensboro Police Department, we want to thank all of our law enforcement partners across the state for your support and for your efforts today in quickly apprehending the suspect. We also want to thank our community for continuing to support our officers and their families during this difficult time. We will be sharing more information with media after the news conference with details about a GoFundMe, as we've received multiple calls of overwhelming support from the community and law enforcement agencies across the nation. We plan to honor Officer Horan's life and service through that. At this time, City Manager Trey Davis would like to share a few words.
Good afternoon. I'm Greensboro City Manager Trey Davis. I want to take a brief moment to recognize our City Council members who are here in support today. Thank you to those of you in the media who have come out to cover this very sad story. Thank you also for staff members who are here present today to support, those of you who may be watching via stream. I wish I was here addressing under different circumstances. And to put it simply, we're heartbroken. I want to express my love and my support for the Greensboro police family, a family that I served along with for 17 years before stepping into this role. This is truly a family, but a family that has been tested today. I want to thank all of you ahead of time before we even go into the next few days for respecting each other as we work through this tragedy. Before we leave today, first and foremost, I would like for us to take a moment to think about Officer Horan's family during this time. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Think about Officer Horan's Greensboro family and the loved ones and those here in this city that support our police department. Thank you.
You have been listening to a news conference with Greensboro Police and the City of Greensboro, and confirming Heartbreaking news on this Monday that a Greensboro police officer was shot and killed in the line of duty today.
This is absolutely heartbreaking because you understand, here we are just a couple of days away from Christmas. This is a store that was most likely filled with a lot of shoppers. We do know that the officer who died in that officer-involved shooting inside the Food Lion on Lawndale Drive, his name is Michael Horan. He's described as a husband and a father. He was called an excellent officer with an outstanding reputation.
They said that they weren't ready to kind of really talk about the circumstances that led up to what happened in that shooting. What we are looking at, though, is knowing that there is no longer a danger to the public because there is a person in custody.
Yes, the officers did not release that suspect's name, but we do know that the suspect is in custody, and police say that the SBI is now in charge of this investigation. The city manager also spoke during that press conference. He said, "We are heartbroken," and he's asking just the public and all of us to keep the police department and the family in our thoughts and prayers during this extremely difficult time.
Now, this happened at a Food Lion. You mentioned that lots of people were out there doing their before Christmas shopping and things of that nature. It happened early this morning, 10:30-ish or so. Food Lion has sent us a statement about the situation. And Food Lion says, Food Lion is deeply saddened by the incident that occurred at our store located at 4709 Lawndale Drive in Greensboro. As this is an active investigation, we are directing all questions to local law enforcement. Food Lion is cooperating with authorities and the store will remain closed while the police investigation continues. We are providing resources to support our associates during this difficult time.
Now there is a memorial inside Greensboro Police Headquarters, and you are looking at that right now. That is Michael Horan, the officer who was shot inside the Food Lion at about 11 o'clock this morning. This is again at the location on Lawndale Drive. He was sworn in 2018. He was hired in 2017. You are looking at his hat. You're looking at an American flag. You're looking at his framed photo. And also there is his gun on the table. And if you also look behind the photo, that is actually a copy of the policeman's prayer that is in the frame behind his photo.
So the scene today was clearly chaotic. So much stuff happening. There were people inside the store. There were people that were trying to leave the store, not even knowing some of what was going on. And then that police perimeter went all around the store. So lots of interruption of even the neighborhoods all around that area. So we do want to go to Giselle Thomas. She was there from the very beginning when the call came out that there was a large police presence. Giselle.
Hey everyone, now there's still a very large police presence right here. There actually are still investigators going inside of the Food Lion and coming out. Now I've been here all day and I was able to speak to some people who actually said that they worked here and they were scheduled to come in for the evening shift and they were told that they could not come in. When they described how the neighborhood and also just the environment in this area is that it's a family and they can't believe that something like this has happened. In the time we've been here, I've been able to see there was about 4 ambulances that were on this Food Lion parking lot here in Lawndale. There were also between 15 to 25 police cars still as they're walking back and forth trying to figure out exactly what happened here. Now take a listen to one of the employees that I spoke to when she describes a situation like this happening at her workplace.
We have a very family-oriented, safe store. We do not experience things like this, but there has been a rise in crime rate in the neighborhood.
Now, I've also been able to speak to some people who say that this one man, he said that his brother was inside the store as a customer during this time, and also just some people driving by trying to figure out what was going on out of concern. But the main thing is also speaking to some the employees, they said that today is one of their busiest days. I mean, when you think about it, this is right before the Christmas holiday. So truly heartbreaking, and everyone just trying to gather everything together and rather rally around and support each other during this time. Live in Greensboro, Giselle Thomas.
Giselle, thank you so much. Again, she was live at the Food Lion on Lawndale Drive. It is closed for the rest of the day. There was an officer-involved shooting inside that store at about 11 o'clock. Officer Michael Horan died in that incident. Police first responded there because there was a man with a gun. Again, this is about 11 o'clock this morning and still a developing story now. Let's now go to WFMY News to Sydney Moore, who has been digging into what we know about that suspect.
Yeah, Julie and Tanya, we do know that the suspect is in custody at this time, as you all were both just saying. But as far as the suspect's name, that name has not been released. And as far as what led up to this devastating incident, that is also still being investigated. Right now, we are currently on scene, only just steps away from the Food Lion itself. We know that they responded to a man with a firearm, fatally killing Officer Horan. And that shooting itself occurred at 11 o'clock a.m. Now, in this press conference, we heard police thank other police officers across the state who helped arrest this suspect. Again, nothing was said about who exactly this suspect is or what led up to this incident itself. Police did tell us that they are continuing to investigate this, and we hope to get more information out as this day continues to go on. Live in Greensboro, Sydney Moore, WFMY News 2.
Sydney, thank you so much. This is a developing story, continuing to follow this, and we will obviously keep you updated when we learn more information about the suspect, but we do know that suspect is now in custody.
All right, so our own Amber Lake was there at the news conference with GPD and also the city. Amber, any other details that you might be able to tell us?
Guys, it's a heartbreaking day here in Greensboro. It's an eerie feeling to even station because it seems as though, I mean, we're almost a year away from the death of Sergeant Dale Nix, and now we're here again for the exact same situation. Everyone inside, it's just a somber feeling. We just left that press conference a few moments ago, and they did test that Officer Michael Horan did lose his life early this morning in that shooting at Food Lion. We learned that he was a father, he was a husband, a son, a friend. So many people loved him, and so many people are heartbroken right now. The assistant police chief was joined by the city mayor, was joined by the city manager, and a few other police officers today to kind of talk about, you know, the tragedy that happened this morning. Here, we're going to let you listen to a little bit of that press conference that describes the officer that lost his life.
He was an excellent officer. He had an outstanding reputation inside the department and in the community. We ask that you please keep his family, friends, and fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers.
And whenever you walk into the police station, you already see a memorial set up for Officer Horan. It's going to be a very tough next 24 hours as the city tries to wrap their head around what happened this morning, guys.
And this is a developing story. We're going to continue to learn more throughout the afternoon.
We will give you an update. Stay with us. We'll join you on the 4 to 5 coming up in about 37 minutes. We'll see you then.